Now, normally when I'm making a video like this, I like to be all fun and games, even when I'm criticizing someone or something. But if I'm talking about something like this, then I'm gonna have to take things a little bit more seriously. And I'm aware that I don't really use Twitch anymore, but I still feel like the need to talk about this. So let's talk about what Alinity did. And yes, I'm aware that Alinity is currently attempting to silence anyone who openly harass her. More on that later. But keep in mind, this is the first time I've talked about Alinity ever, and I'm intending for this to be the only time. Now, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and actually talk about what happened. So, if you didn't know, Alinity recently got herself into some controversy on Twitch revolving around her pet cat. The main event that caused all this happened during an Apex Legends stream. So, in this clip, her cat gets supposedly onto her lap, and without eye contact, she just flings her cat over her shoulder and gets back to playing the game. I'm not necessarily a cat person, clearly, but if I were to have a pet cat and it were to get on my lap while I was busy playing a game, I can assure you that I'd be handling things a lot more differently, as in calmly and carefully putting the cat on the ground or on my bed, like any other normal person. And it doesn't matter if cats can safely land on their feet without getting hurt from falling from a high place. It's still a really dickish thing to do. Another major event involved her taking a swig of vodka and kissing her cat, with drips of vodka getting on the cat's lips. For all we know, she could have been spitting the vodka into the cat's mouth. In case you didn't know, according to catalogical.com, the side effects of giving your cat even the tiniest amount of vodka, or really any other type of alcohol, involves loss of consciousness, kidney failure, liver failure, metabolic acidosis, or too much acid in the organism, respiratory problems, cardiac arrest, and death. Alinity got a lot of flack for doing this, to the point where even PETA wanted Alinity banned from Twitch, which is funny considering how hated PETA is. Alinity has responded by saying that she will not be banned, and people that are quote-unquote harassing her will be banned. In other words, she's working with Twitch to silence people that call her out. Keep in mind that Alinity is facing absolutely no consequences for this. And if Alinity seemed a little bit familiar to you in the clips that I showed you, she's the same person who attempted to falsely accuse PewDiePie of copyright infringement because he briefly criticized her for what she does on Twitch. AKA,
I'm gonna copy strike this guy.
Can we copy strike PewDiePie's latest video? Like right now?
by the way, she faced no consequences for that whatsoever. She has also married a man from Canada just to divorce him once she got Canadian citizenship. Again, she received no consequences. And perhaps the worst thing she's done, she has falsely accused a man of sexual harassment. Doing that could end up ruining a man's life and could lead to charges. Once again, no consequences. Remember how a few years ago, several Twitch users were upset that a certain group of streamers were becoming more successful than everyone else because most of their streams involves themselves manipulating their body, and those that call them out would potentially be banned? It's just started to become a little bit obvious that Twitch is rather sexist. Think about it. Several streamers have gotten attention because they've been doing things sexual and or rather abusive, and those that called them out for it would end up being silenced by Twitch just because they're female, pretty much. And before anyone says I'm bringing this up just to say, oh, women should be treated a lot worse than men on Twitch because women should be in the kitchen making sandwiches, that's not what I'm saying at all. I am for equality 100%, but if you're going to make rules for a website, then they have to apply to everyone, regardless of gender, regardless of race, regardless of anything. I can assure you that if a man were to do the things Alinity did, then they'd be banned almost immediately. But at the current moment, women have to deal with a lot less restrictions on Twitch than men, which is really unfair. What I'm trying to say is that Twitch should be treating all of its users equally. People shouldn't be able to get off scot-free with some things just because they're female. Anyway, I think I'm done with my rambling. I'm aware that this video was extremely different compared to everything else I've ever uploaded, but I just felt the need to talk about this. I'd like to hear about your guys' thoughts on the matter in the comments section. That's gonna do it for today's video. See you later.
This is a medical disorder.